I fear no man, but that thing.
Oh!
It scares me.
Hey everyone, Thordan Smash here, and today we're going to be talking about how Respawn developers have actually said they have plans to change how the Kraber works in Apex Legends, some issues with the Wingman going forward, and basically a system overhaul in the way that we know ranked. So we're going to cover all of that. We're also going to go ahead and give out 35 bucks today. All you got to do is like, comment, subscribe. You guys know the drill, but now let's go ahead and talk about the changes coming. So let's go ahead and start the discussion with what has been for the longest time the most powerful item found in the game of Apex Legends, and that is the Kraber, which has the ability to take down a player in a single shot. Now they have tinkered with this in the past. They've made it a little bit weaker than when it initially came. However, it still is able to take out an opponent in a single shot depending on their helmet. Along with that, the chance for a Kraber in the early care packages was nerfed from 12% to 4.3%. That was only for the early game chances, and it was only because they increased the rest of the loot pool while leaving it relatively the same. But it does appear that now Respawn will be making some more additional changes to the Kraber in the future. The other day, a player was complaining about it, and Josh Medina, one of the producers for Apex Legends, went on to say, "We are trying to make you hate the Kraber less, I promise," indicating that they are doing work on it. In addition to that, he actually asked the players for their feedback, saying, "What do you think is a way to address the Kraber without removing it or nerfing its damage?" indicating what kind of changes we can expect, and clarifying that once people were still insisting that it be removed from the competitive field, he said, "Don't worry, it's not going anywhere. It will be in pubs, ranked comp, firing range, control, basically everywhere." Also cool, we're getting control back, but we all kind of knew that. The best response I actually saw, and something that Respawn should heavily consider, is putting a laser sight on the Kraber to alert players to know when they're being scoped at, which is similar to what we have with the Rampart Ultimate with Sheila, which has the little laser sight attached on it. It's a great way not to nerf the damage, but still allow enemy players to not get one shot in the head with no idea that it's actually coming. In fact, we've talked about it before, but Kralrindo actually found laser sights in the game, and right now they're only for the P2020, RE45, Wingman, Volt, Prowler, and the R99, and I'm sure that they will be in some form of hop-up fashion where they actually benefit the weapon, but since there are obviously assets in the game that use these, it should be a pretty easy fix for Respawn to add this in. Another point of hot contention right now is the Wingman, as a lot of pro players are complaining that it's just a little too powerful and that maybe in early game it shouldn't be available for a lot of players. The main problem with doing anything to the Wingman is that although pros can use this very effectively because they are the top 0.1% of the game, that for the vast majority of the general player base, this is a slow fire weapon, a slow reload weapon, and you have to make sure that you hit a majority of your shots to make this effective. It's already received a slight nerf in the sense that it can no longer use the skull piercer hop-up, as that's no longer in the game, and to do any further nerfs would just make it like any other pistol. It's a very unique weapon that takes time to master, so if you were going to do any changes, it should only purely be in the competitive scene. This needs to remain the same in public lobbies. And the most controversial thing so far this season has been the ranked system, with more people hitting masters than ever before, it seems, along with hitting the rank of Predator, having a cap of around 17 or 18,000 on PC right now, which is very, very high. And the crazy part about this is Respawn has been taking a bunch of crazy directions with ranked recently, and the first thing to note is that the lead designer for ranked actually left right before season 11 started. Then when season 11 did begin, the way kills worked in ranked, taking out that there would no longer be a kill cap. You would be able to earn up 6, and even if you didn't win the game, you could still earn the maximum RP of 250 points. However, the next season, they decided to keep the uncapped kill points, but then they emphasized the placement points. So within the span of one season, they decided to go from kills would earn you max points in BR to now placement having a higher emphasis, and they still haven't given us any statistics on how ranked meta is changing and moving. So it's very hard to know if this is an effective system or not, and with all the players complaining, it definitely doesn't seem so. It'd be really important for Respawn to start communicating with the player base on what they are trying to make ranked in the future for Battle Royale. With that lead designer quitting just before season 11, with season 11 receiving massive changes, and then those being reverted and going in a different direction in season 12, and then the player base complaining, I can only imagine that in season 13 we are going to get more massive changes to the way ranked works. Let me know down below what kind of changes you would like to see for ranked going forward, and how are you feeling about the Kraber and the Wingman. And until next time, legends, keep slaying in the Outlands, and I'll see you out there.